Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with the next puzzle in the series of doable puzzles, or the Dying Flutchman Features Doable series. This is number 5 in the series, so DFFD number 5, and this is a disjoint killer puzzle. So disjoint subsets, always fun to scan. Before I get onto the puzzle, the Entropic Lines puzzle pack ends in a couple of days now. So if you haven't given that one a look, please do. But if you've been working through it and haven't completed it and have got some answers, so row 3 of the grids, feel free to send in what you've got to. The details on how to do that are listed below. Although if you're just doing the puzzles for fun, that's fine too. There's absolutely no pressure to submit your answers. I still haven't lined up the prize, but I am recording, well, a week in advance. So yeah, as I always tend to do. So for all I know, the world has come to an end, and you'll see this video in the smoking ruins of what's remained of whatever it is we're living in. But probably not. Anyway, onto this puzzle. Disjoint Killer, the 5th puzzle in the series of the Dying Flutchman Features Doables. This is a series of 9 puzzles. This is the 6th puzzle in the series, but he started with number 0. It's always weird. It'll never stop being weird until the series ends. As I said, he did 9 puzzles. This is number 6, so there's 3 to go. If he releases another one, well, I suppose I'll keep going. But my plan was to do about 3 a month, and I think I've been doing about that, so I'll probably be done in a month, and then I'm going to look for something else along this line in order to do, because these videos have been very popular and the feedback on the puzzles has been excellent. So try to find another setter who's doing something similar or something like that. I try and set puzzles like this, but I don't just want to do my own puzzles over and over. This has been a fun series to do, so I'll see if I can find something else. But Disjoint Killer, there are 3 rules in play in this, and because it's a doables puzzles, see, this is how well I plan. Because it's a doable puzzle, it's supposed to be approachable by people. It's not quite a generally approachable where people can speed through it and try and do it in, in 3 minutes, but or 5 or whatever the time is. This is not supposed to be a race puzzle, but it's supposed to have some interesting stuff in it. But it's supposed to be doable by basically a new solver, and yet still be interesting enough for an experienced solver, which I kind of think I am, but I still prefer the easier puzzles because I find them rewarding. I can do a lot more easier puzzles than, yeah, anyway. So 3 rules apply. Normal Sudoku rules. In every box, in every row, and in every column, we must place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. We have killer cages, and in these killer cages, the digits that are placed in the cage will sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Normally you would state that digits cannot repeat within cages, but in this case they're all dominoes, so they couldn't anyway, so it's not repeated. Then we've got the disjoint subset. And the way disjoint subset works is it means that when you have a digit in a position in a box, so if you were to number every cell in a box, so look at the boxes, and then if we were to pick that and call it cell number 1 in each box must be a different digit. So that would be a set of digits 1 to 9. And these cells here would also be a complete set of the digits from 1 to 9. This can be very difficult to scan if you're not used to it, and I'm not, but it can also lead to some very interesting logic, and I have no idea what I'm going to find in trying to do this, so let's give this a shot. I'm going to restart so that I have a timer running, and then see what we find. Now, 7, 8, and 9 is 24, so we know these sum to 21, so I can't put 9 into those. Is that the way to start this, or is there a more obvious cage somewhere? So the reason I'm looking at saying that these have to sum to 21 is because if you sum all of the digits from 1 to 9, they sum to 45. 45 minus 7 minus 8 minus 9, or 7 plus 8 plus 9 is 24. So if you were to subtract all of those from 45, these have to sum to 21. But that doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. not sure where to start on this puzzle. There was something, I mean, it's a doable puzzle. Surely there's just something obvious I'm missing. Like these sum to 30. The disjoint subset rule will come into play, but will it come in right now? Like I would, here we go. These sum to 21. You can, right, this column matters because you cannot put a 7, an 8, or a 9 into a 7 cage because it'd have to go 7, 0, 8 with -1, and 9 with -2. So those are 7, 8, and 9. So we know the position of 7, 8, and 9 in these cells. So what we know now is that these, because we've also got the 5 and 6, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in those cells are known. So we know that these are 1, 2, 3, and 4. That one is not 1. Now, does that give me anything? Excuse me for 1 second. So this... Is there another trick like that with high digits somewhere or something? So surely I've got to be looking at these cells now. Not those cells. These cells. Because that's where I've got other given digits. So what have I got for those? I mean... Okay, this is not 8. I should have noted. So 8 is in one of those two. But I'm not sure. Like, these boxes are remarkably suspicious to me. These sum to 15. These sum to 15. There's a trick here I am absolutely missing. Oh. Wait a moment. These look really suspicious. How many different ways are there to make up 13? You can use 9 with 4, 8 with 5, and 7 with 6. And that's it. So there's 3 different ways to make up 13. But I have to... But these see each other. There's got to be something to this. So it has to be either 9, 4, 5, sorry, wrong way, 8, 5, or 7, 6. This is the same, 9, 4, 8, 5, or 7. No, this one can't be 7, 6. And this one is 9, 4, or 7, 6. That's the only possibility. In no case in these ones, the 6s are in one of these two. So, and the 6s must be in one of these two. So I can never put the 6s in these three, because the 6 must appear in one of those two. So if I put the 6 here, for example, that would mean that the 6 couldn't go here, because, hang on, must I put a 6 here? No, this could be 4994. So I am wrong about that. But these have to be different. So one of these, for example, if this is 94, this can't be 49. So this can't... Oh, there is something weird going on here. So this can be 94. It can't be 85. It could be 76. Right. Okay, I've completely missed... No, that... This could be all three, and this could be all three in either order. Okay. Though there's going to be some pressure once I figure out what that is. But 1, 2, 3, and 7... No, 1, 2, and 3. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 now placed in these cells. So these cells can only be made up of 1, 2, and 3. Because in these cells here, in the disjoint subset, I have placed all of the 4s, or both 4s, because there's these cells here are one set of the digits 1 to 9. These cells here are one set of the digits 1 to 9. And in these cells here, I can never place a 1, 2, or a 3. So I have to place 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s in those cells somewhere, and they have to go in there. So this will be 1, 2, and 3, and this will be 1, 2, and 3. Now, in this 12 cage, I cannot place a 1 or a 2. So that's the 3. In the 10 cage, actually, that's not true. But anyway, 3, 9. This is not 9. Now, in this... this is not a 3 anymore. So 1 would go with 6. 2 would go with 5. Now, this now makes this... I can't use 1 in here, because if this is 1, this would have to be 9, and it can't be. So this is 8, 2. So there's no 2 here. There's no 8 here. I've now got a 7, 9 pair. This is 8. The 2, 3 makes this 1. I need to put 8. This is very clever. 8 in here goes with 7, which makes this 9. The 9 makes this 7, which makes this 8. Now, this is very clever. I need to put an 8 somewhere in here, or in one of those two, but if I was to put it here, that would have to be a 1, and it can't be, so this becomes the 8. These now are 1, 2, 3. These are 4, 5, and 6. These are 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. So these are 4, 5, and 6. Now, what can this 11 be? Because I can't use 9, 2 or 8, 3. I could use 7, 4 or 5. I can't use 5, 6. So this has to be 7, 4, which means there's no 4 there, so this is 1 or 2. I now have to put 5 over here somewhere, but I'm not sure. This 10 now, it could be 9-1, can't be 8-2, it can't be 7-3, it can't be 4-6. This has to be 1-9, which makes that the 3. 3 goes with 4, which takes 4 out of there. That makes that a 2. 2 goes with 5, which takes 5 out of there. That makes this a 1, which goes with 6, which makes that a 5, which makes that a 6, which makes that a 4. These 2 digits left are 1, 2, 3, and it better be 6. It is. This digit here, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a 5. This is the only place in the column left for a 2. That was incredibly clever. Of course, none of that really appeared to point back into the other stuff that I'd done. Well, that 1 is looking and making that the 9 and that the 1. That was very, very clever. What I've got to figure out now, though, is how do I take this further? Because all of these are the low digits in the middle, or that one could still go either way. I feel it's probably 3. This one is going to be limiting, though. So this is a virtual 4-7 pair, isn't it? 9, 4, 7, 6. So this is either 9, 4 or 7, 6. So I cannot put a 4 or a 7 into that 13 cage. So if I cannot put a 4 or a 7 into that 13 cage, I can't use 9, 4. I can't use 7, 6. This has to be 5, 8. There's no other option. Now, I don't know the order. So it's got to be one of these cages, these other cages, doesn't it? So this 12 cage, for example, 9-3 is possible. I can't use 8-4. I can't use 7-5 and 6-6. So this is 3-9, which means this is not 3. Now, that puts some pressure on this because I can't use 9-4. I could use 8-5. I could use 7-6. So 8-5, 7-6. I feel 8-5 is unlikely because it'll possibly conflict with this, but you could still flip them. 8-8, 5-5. That could work. What about this 8 cage? 7-1 is possible, but it would have to go 1, no, small digits, 1-7. Now I can't use 2-6. I can't use 5-3, and 4-4 is not possible. That is actually forced. 7-1. Which puts 1 up here in one of those 2 cells. Surely that puts pressure on this 8 cage, because I can't use 7-1 now because I can't put 1 in it. I could use 2-6. I can't use 3-5 and 4-4 doesn't exist. So this is 2-6. So 6 comes out of there and 6 goes with 7. So this is now 4-9, which takes 4-9 out of those. Hang on. No, I think I'm getting the disjoint subset. Because the way the disjointed subset is working is the cages are all interplaying with each other. I don't think I've missed anything with the disjoint subset. Like this 3-9 is seeing that, and that. This 2-6 is seeing that. Wait, 2-6 is resolved by disjoint subset. That is 2, that is 6. 3-9 isn't resolved yet. Boy, this is clever. So what about this 8 cage? 1-7 is still possible, except the order would be known. It'd be the reverse of that. So it wouldn't be that. It would be 7 and then 1. 2-6 is not possible. 3-5 is not possible. And 4-4, as I've said, doesn't exist. So this is 7 and 1. Now, this is a quadruple, but I'm going to look at the 12 cage first. 9-3 is possible, and it would just be in the opposite order to that. 8-4 is also possible, and it would be in the reverse order to those digits. So I could also go 8-4. Okay, what about this 12 cage? So 9-3, because this is in the same position. 9-3 is possible, and it would just be in the reverse order of that. So this could be 9-3. 8-4 is not possible. 7-5 is not possible, and 6-6. So these are the 2-3-9. So I take 3-9 out of there and there. I meant to select both. This is 8, this is 4. This takes 4 out of those, and therefore 9 out of that, and this becomes 7 and 6. So this becomes 8, and this becomes 5. So that takes 8 out of all of those. So this now becomes 5, and this becomes 8. Now I've now got both 5/8s. So this is not 5, this is 4-9. There is no 5 or 8, or 8 in there. This is 6-7. So these are the alternating 4-9s, these are the alternating 6-7s, and they're alternating. So this is 6 and this is 7. So these will be in opposite orders. This 3-6 and this 4. The 4-7 is now resolved. That's a 4 and that's a 7. So this is a pair. 2 and 9. There's no 1 here anymore. There's no 3 here anymore. There's no 2 here anymore. There's no 4 here anymore. Let's look at these pairs. As I said, scanning disjoint subsets is a little tricky. 1, 2, 3 and 9. So this is 3-9. But I've got almost nothing in these bottom corners. So this is also a pair, 2 and 8. This is a pair, which is 1 and 7. This is not a pair. It's part of a triple that includes this 3-6. So 3, 6, 7. There's no 7 there, so that's a 3-6 pair. So this is the 7. This is the 1. That 1 makes that a 7. There's no 1 there. That is a 2-4 pair in that position. So that has to be a 3. And that's because those 3 cells are all in position 1. So that 2, 3, 4 couldn't be either 2 or 4. So that becomes a 3. That becomes a 9. That becomes a 2. The 2 makes that a 9, which makes that a 3. That 8 looks down, making that a 2, which makes that an 8. This is now a 4. There'll be all sorts of disjoint stuff going on. This is a 1 and this is a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 go in there. This 6 resolves it. That's 4, that's 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8. which is resolved by the 8 right there. I should have just looked at more normal Sudoku. 5 and 8. This 6 is making that 3, which is making that 6 and that 3. The 3 looks down, making that 9 and that 3. I believe this is 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Yes, this is 2, 4. So that is 4, that is 2. The 4 makes that 9 and that 4, which we know will jump over and make that 4 and that 9. This is now 1. 4, this is 5. And we are definitely have to be cleaning up now. This is 3, this is 9. We've only got the 2 pairs left. 1, 2, 3, and 5. That 5 tells us that's the 3 and that's the 5. And in here, we need 2 and 6. And the 2 here gives us the order, the 6 and the 2. And we've solved the puzzle in just over 20 minutes. Definitely had some trouble figuring out how to start that one. But boy, once you found that trick, the trick with these 13 cages and the fact that that meant these had to be 1, 2s and 3s, and that gave you the pressure in column 5, that was very clever. And I agree, this was a doable puzzle, and you had to explore what the pressure caused by the disjoint subsets was. This is why I like this series so much, and why I wish more people would do puzzles like this, is because, or not puzzles like this. A lot of people do puzzles like this, but do things where and advertise them and let me know that they've done them, where it's like, here is something that will help people explore just something to learn something about a constraint. Those sorts of puzzles I find really cool. I've done quite a few disjoint puzzles in my time, and yet that one was like, that's very cool, because it was. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Dying Flutchman, for this series. I really do appreciate it. And, the fact that I get to repeat a thumbnail because it's a series kind of is a bit of a cheat. But, I like my thumbnails. I hope other people do. But yeah, it's always good to be able to take a bit of a break. The thumbnail for these ones only takes me a few minutes. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. And I hope you enjoyed that one. And good luck with your solving.